Religion, The Real Matrix, the book based on African spirituality and mythology from ancient Kemet or Egypt. Written by author Heru Ifangbemi, the book shows that all Western religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, plagiarize from African spiritual systems to come up with their religions. Buy the book on Amazon. Link is in the description box. Let's go! Promote your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News. Hit me, Sam Ant, at DLSMediaInc1 at gmail.com. DLSMediaInc1 at gmail.com. Let's go.
Want to transition just a little bit into sports and talk about the young man, Ja Morant, superstar of the Memphis Grizzlies, who's obviously out here influenced by some very negative things. And I'm not saying that having a gun and owning a gun is negative, because I encourage that for him to be able to protect himself. It's how he's using it and how he's kind of portraying it, which is, I believe personally, is wrong. But what do you think about the media's portrayal of Ja Morant, young 23-year-old man, superstar? And how do you perceive that situation?
Like you, I think we have a right to own weapons for self-defense. But I also know that the negative socialization process in this country, as we can see in the 200 plus mass shooting just in the year of 23, is very dangerous for the well-being of the nation. And this young man is no less influenced by the negative socialization than any young man or woman in the society.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to own a weapon, then you should own it responsibly.
Yes.
I actually recommend, and this is the one thing I like about the state of Israel, every American male and female child, when graduating from high school, should do 2 years of military service. And I guarantee you, the relationship to weapons and the responsibility for how it is used would be cut by 90%.
Mm-hmm.
You look at those nations around the world where the youth have to do national service, involved, participating in its armed forces, and you do not see in those countries the murders, the mass killings, the suicide by weapons that we see in America.
Wow.
It is because people learn how to be responsible human beings when it comes to utilizing and being involved with firearms. And the values you put on human life when you learn a certain level of responsibility. Good to be here. Hope your families had a happy Mother's Day.
Appreciate it. Yours as well, brother. We definitely appreciate you. Appreciate all the mothers out there. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers that happen to be listening to the show. Let's get right to it. How you feeling? Last interview, we had a very powerful interview about 6 months ago. Got a lot of great response. So how's life been since the last time we've interviewed you?
No, very good. Just getting younger, back in the gym, working out. I look at you young guys and go like, these dudes are buff. I need to get up with them. So I paid the gym dues. I went back to martial arts on Saturdays with Sensei Mo, so I'm good. Young guys are looking out for me, make sure they don't beat up on the OG, Good,
Awesome.
Good. Things are nice. Family as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I see you doing another trip to Ghana as well.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the guy that owns the gym that I know. He's from Ghana too. So talk about your trips over there if you can, and some of the stuff you do on your tours of Ghana if you can.
Yes, sir. I mean, this is around the 40th year for me. I shared doing this trip to Dr. Leonard Jeffries.
Okay.
He's been doing it since the 60s. I started in the early 80s.
Okay.
And we tour, we look at the history, we go to the slave dungeons. We follow the historical trail to the sacred river where people took their last bath before they went into the slave dungeons.
Wow.
We look at the art and cultural centers. We go to museums. We go to traditional leadership in the villages. Like we'll have a naming ceremony, but it's not just the naming ceremony that you give to tourists. This is a naming ceremony that's carried out by the king himself with his chiefs and queen mothers. So it's an authentic ceremony, as much of it as we could do. And you're tied by name to one of the families in that region. So they adopt you as a family member, and you take the name of one of their ancestors. So that's an extremely important part of it. Visiting the museums are always important. We go to the Kakum Park, and we do the canopy walk. You know, you're about 10 stories up looking down into the rainforest. On the rope nets. I did it once in my life. That's once was enough. But people enjoy it. They just go walking. They go like, wow, I'm scared. But I stand up there and watch them walk and meet them at the other end. But people enjoy that. We'll look at some historical sites, of course, the Nkrumah Memorial. We'll go to the botanical gardens and look at the different herb and fauna that's grown in Ghana. People get a chance to shop with the botanist there and the herbologist there. We'll hang out, you know, at the clubs. You know, the music genre there is called hip life. And one of the leading proponent of that is a brother named Reggie Rockstone. So we hang out at the clubs with Reggie, and we'll actually be in the Capitol on a Wednesday. So he's going to open the club just for our group, you know.
Nice.
Hang out with Reggie Rockstone. And we'll, of course, visit the Kwame Nkrumah Center, the W.B. Du Bois Center, the George Padmore Center, and we'll visit a lot of local communities. Eat at a lot of locals restaurants like Mabel's Table with my Baba Kohen Halevi and his beautiful wife, Sister Mabel. Kohen is from New York, Mount Vernon, New York, and Sister Mabel is from the Volta region of Ghana. But they've been married 30 plus years, and they've run Mabel's Table restaurant for the last 30 plus years. And